Hi everybody, Big Red here, and today we are doing some unboxings for Bell of Lost Souls, and we are going to start in with our first unboxings for Dust Warfare. This is kind of our one of the newer games. It's about to come out, hit the market. A lot of people don't know a lot about it, so we're going to be going over it. Dust Warfare is, first of all, it's from, as you can see right here on the box, it's from Fantasy Flight Games. So Fantasy Flight is definitely moving into the tabletop wargaming miniatures industry. So they are definitely kind of jumping in with both feet. You know, they've been known for a long time for their board games and all of that stuff, but they're definitely taking a look at miniatures. Dust Warfare is the company level game that's a counterpart to Dust Tactics, which has been out for about a year or two, which is a skirmish level game. They use the same miniatures, they're the same scale. The game mechanics are roughly similar, but definitely the company level game is streamlined and has a whole different turn sequence and everything else. Dust Warfare is also it's kind of their first big kind of classic full scale company level miniatures game. It is written by Andy Chambers, the ex-Overfiend of Games Workshop, who ran and oversaw all the rules design for Warhammer 40,000 for many years. So they have some good people on it. Alessio Cavatore, who also ex-Games Workshop, who was who also was a big designer for years and years, did a lot of work on both 40K and Fantasy. So if you got the guy who worked on Fantasy and you got the guy who worked on 40K for years, you're picking some good talent. So let's talk about the miniatures here today. And a lot of people just have really no idea what these miniatures are. You've maybe seen them, you know that FFG is a board game, you can't really tell. Just as kind of an informal little test, we grabbed a couple boxes and we did a poll at our local FLGS, and we asked people, what are those miniatures, what's in those things? And some people thought they were pre-painted, some people thought they were on sprues, like you get from other pretty much there was just this huge range of issues, and none of them are right. They're kind of a really interesting way of packaging these things, and we're about to show you. So give us a second and let's open up this kit right here, which is the medium Panzer Walker, the combo Luther-Ludwig-Lothat kit, which can be built, as you can see here, in any of the three variants. This is kind of the equivalent of this is just kind of the de facto medium standard armored vehicle for the German faction in the game. And let's open it up and take a look. Okay, we've removed the box, and this is what you get in one of these things. First of all, well, you get cards. This is a card for Dust Tactics, although we hear that later products that are going to be shipping are going to have the Tactics and the Dust Warfare. So you get a stat card in there. It gives you everything that you need to use the unit in the various games. And look at this. You get this clamshell thing here with the miniature already in it. So we'll take this off, and we'll take a look. Over here, first things first, you get the actual miniature, and the interesting thing is, if you'll note, this guy is put together. He's put together, and it even moves. There's a waist joint here that on this particular one, it's kind of I don't want to force it because I just got it out of the box, so I don't know really exactly how far it turns. But this turret turns. They come base coated, as you can see. They come assembled. They're on the base. Already on them, says Dust Tactics. They have limited decals on them, so if you wanted to, I mean, you could play directly with these. I'm going to put that down right here, and then we'll take a look at the over here, and then you get all the other accessories. So we have the little machine gun, it's going to go on here, and then you get all the different weapon options in bags. These things pour all these guys out. Put all the pieces, take this away, and we'll take a look at a couple of these, just so you can get an idea. This is one of the anti-tank. This is kind of the big shooty, the anti-tank option. So here's an example arm. As you can see, it's got, one of the arms. It's a pretty good plastic. I'm not going to try to, it's not a super bendy plastic like, say, Hero Clip guys were. I mean, it's a pretty good, it feels very much like a scale model plastic. It's pretty good. The detail is incredibly sharp on these things. Really sharp. I mean, it's definitely a different material than you get from either the kind of the weird kind of oily-ish resin from Privateer Press, or the kind of super soft, easily kind of cut and modified plastic that Games Workshop uses. This is definitely a different one, and it is holding. It seems to be able to hold a really sharp edge, and it holds really fine details in it. I mean, you get these grill works here on on this guy, if we take a look at him as an example fairly close, you can see, look at this amazing detail here on this radiator grill. You get all the rivets, you get super nice relief, and you know, I mean, there's no flash, there's no warping, there's no, I mean, this is completely crisp. The kits themselves look really, really cool, and I'm going to stop the camera here, and we're going to put some of these guys together so you can see what some of these things look like, and then we'll show you them in scale to some other miniatures from other manufacturers. You can get a good idea of how big these things are. Okay, we're back. Let's take a look at this guy. In this configuration, you can see this is one of the ones that has, so I just plucked 2 arms on, put the machine gun on there, and it's a pretty cool looking model, as you can see there. You know, it has the big feet, it's got the thing, it's got, you know, this is out of the box. You know, this was a whole, you know, 30 seconds of construction. So you can see here you have all these really nice details here, like you have all the little handhold rings and things like that. I mean, these are really, really nicely detailed kits, all the kind of you know, detail and piston work here and hoses, you know, right out of the box. You know, you can put this on the tabletop and you can be playing immediately. A lot of people, when we asked them about these kits, you know, they didn't know whether it was going to be like AT-43 and it was all going to be pre-painted, or whether it was going to be like GW or Privateer, where, you know, you have to assemble and do everything with these. So, you know, FFG's kind of put out an interesting halfway house here. If you're a painter and you like to paint and a hobbyist, you know, effectively they've assembled them for you and base coated them for you. So, you know, I, for instance, am a painter. So for me, the concept of having to go through here and base coat some barrels and some individual panels and things, a different color if I want to, then put some, you know, and then doing a little bit of blending, some dry brushing, put a wash on it, and then base it. I mean, you know, I'm going to be able to get a really good result out of this kind of a kit in a really low amount of time. And, you know, and it'll look really, really nice. If I'm more of a game player, you know, same thing. You know, I can definitely just throw these things on, you know, put them together, throw them on the tabletop, and they look fine. You know, are they going to look as good as totally painted, you know, by someone who's an actual painter? No. But are they going to look better than, you know, clipping together stuff out of sprue and playing with, you know, unpainted metal or just sprue stuff? Yes, they'll definitely look better than that. Let's talk about scale for a second. So this guy here, this is a medium tank. The heavy tanks are bigger, the light tanks are smaller. They're approximately the same. They're a little bit larger scale than Warhammer. So here's this guy, and just so we can compare, there is a Dreadnought. So you can see, I mean, this is a pretty beefy kit right there. I mean, that is a, I mean, it is a, you know, it's a fun thing. It looks really cool. Now let's talk about price. So what do you guys think this kit costs? It costs 25 bucks. 25 bucks. That's full MSRP on that thing. So you can grab it from your local retailer, you can grab it at a slight discount from your online retailers, but you know, it's a good deal. You know, and that's a pretty beefy unit too. Over here we see the other options that come in the kit. So these anti-tank arms, you can build a version of it that uses that's a missile launching variant. So you get these 2 rocket batteries over here that plug on right there, and then here's kind of a close-in version that has a lighter anti-tank gun, you know, much as you can tell right there on one, and then on the other arm you get the evil Nazi grippy pincher arm that reminds me of James Bond villains. So it's pretty cool with the little snappy things on the end of it. So there we go. That is a quick unboxing of Dust Warfare. That is the Luther-Ludwig-Lothat medium Panzer walker for Germany, and we'll have more of these things coming up. Thanks for watching, guys.